When a new roller coaster opens, it's always exciting to ride it for the first time and see what it's like. But when a new park opens, it is a completely different ballgame. It is a whole new experience, way bigger than just one ride. So today, we're going to look at some of the best theme parks that opened in 2022 and then take a look ahead to see what parks are opening in 2023. Let's kick it off with kind of an honorable mention, Peppa Pig theme park in Orlando. This is a kids park located in the Legoland Resort, and it's actually a pretty cute place. They only have one roller coaster, being Daddy Pig's Coaster, but that's okay given this park's demographic. You're not going to find anything too crazy here, but you're going to find a lot of rides that little kids can enjoy, and I think to some extent you need that. The more kids parks out there, the better. And I think this is a good thing because kids can experience rides at a young age and then work their way up when they get to bigger parks and bigger rides. Peppa Pig theme park is not the place for a coaster enthusiast, but it's a great place for the little ones. Next, I'll mention another family park in the United States, this time Sesame Place in Southern California. Like Peppa Pig theme park, this park only has one roller coaster, but there's a lot more to it than that. Sesame Place is a combination of water park and dry park, so there's plenty of water slides to go around as well, along with the family-friendly dry rides. And when you add in Grover's Boxcar Derby, you really have a pretty complete little family park, I think. Obviously, Grover's Boxcar Derby is not anything crazy, it is a pretty small ride, but I like that they have a roller coaster as well. The park also has some theming, so I think overall, Sesame Place in Southern California, San Diego, really does help San Diego and Southern California's theme park lineup. One final park before we get to what I believe to be the best new park of 2022. Let's talk about Legoland Korea. This park doesn't look like anything too crazy, but it's a Legoland park, so it does what it sets out to do well. I haven't seen too much about this park, but it seems like a pretty classic Legoland park. You have a lot of the normal attractions that you're going to get, including but not limited to the Dragon roller coaster, which looks like a fun family ride. Legoland knows how to build a park for kids and families, and if their other parks are any indication for what this park is like, and I'm sure it is, then it would be a good time. Okay, so we've talked about some family parks, 2 in the US and 1 in Korea. Now let's talk about what I believe to be the best new park of 2022, Lost Island Theme Park in Iowa. I have no idea when I'm going to be able to get here, but I am sure excited for it whenever I do get the opportunity to go. This park currently only has one major roller coaster in operation, that being a Vekoma SLC, relocated from South Africa that goes by the name Napuku Air Coaster. But they have another coaster that's going to be opening next year, an Intamin accelerator that's going to go by the name Matugani. This ride is relocated from Liseberg, and it looks like a pretty solid layout despite not having a crazy height or a crazy speed. These two coasters should be a pretty solid start as far as their thrill ride collection is concerned, along with all the flat rides they have and their Wacky Worm Kiddie coaster. And it's nice how their two main thrill coasters are very different from each other. One of them is focused on inversions, while the other has a lot of small elements, a launch, and just a couple inversions. Despite the coasters though, the main reason that this park made headlines was for their dark ride by Sally Dark Rides, Volcano Quest for the Golden Idol. This is a pretty impressive dark ride for a park that just opened. If you go on the park's website, it's even noted that this is the park's signature ride, and I can see why. It's not perfect, but there's a lot of good things going on here. It's an interactive shooting dark ride for starters. And while it is undoubtedly screen-based, at the beginning of the ride there are some decent sets too. However, my main problem with this ride is that in many cases you can see the wall very clearly, and it really breaks the immersion for me. Like, take this stretch at the end of the ride for example, where you can clearly see the wall with nothing trying to hide it. Granted, I haven't ridden the ride, so maybe it's better in person, but still, just a little nitpick. Overall though, I'm pretty impressed with what they did here, because it's not often that you see a new park have a ride like this. Dark rides are expensive and complicated. And this is probably some of the reason why you're hard pressed to find these typically at smaller parks, so good job Lost Island. The park does look pretty barren at the moment, but when those trees start growing up that will all change, just give that time. Overall though, I don't see why Lost Island Theme Park should not be the best park that was added this year. They really did a lot of great things in this amusement park. And I'm excited to see what the future holds for this place. Will they add another dark ride? Will they add another coaster? We'll just have to wait and see. Now, China should be noted. I know I didn't talk about any of the parks in China in this video, but man alive, there are so many parks being added in China right now. I know it's a big country and not all these places are destination parks, but 21 parks were added in China this year and 13 more will be added next year, no matter the size. It's still crazy. From what I can tell, China seems to be the fastest growing theme park market right now. But heading back to the United States, a park that will open next year is Mattel Adventure Park. This place actually looks like it could be pretty cool, and they're gonna have a Chance Rides Hyper GTX. We've been waiting so long to see the successor to Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom, and we are finally going to get it, which is exciting. Also, gotta feel glad if you're living in Arizona, because other than Desert Storm, you really don't have any major coasters or theme parks there. So there you have it, the best theme parks that opened in 2022. Some of these places really have got a lot going for them. I should note that I do apologize for my voice because I don't think it sounds quite right because I'm just getting over a cold. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.